Hello, and welcome to the Joelle Show. Today we're going to be talking about what the hell is going on with the economy. So I have compiled some questions that I've gotten from friends in the last few days asking how I think the coronavirus will impact jobs and the economy. And I want to share them with you all because I think that the best way to be prepared is to be informed. So I am here to be your friend that studied finance and economics and can explain this crap to you. Let's do it. Disclaimer.
This video is not investment, tax, or legal advice and should not be taken as such. If you need professional help, please consult your investment advisor, accountant, or lawyer.
Also, this video may cause feelings of love and community in your heart and soul. It is recommended that you hit the like and subscribe button and proceed with excitement and intellectual curiosity. All right, first question. How should I plan? Thinking of deferring my student loans. Okay, so two questions here. The first thing, how should I plan? The first thing I would say, if you have not already, now is a great time to set up your budget. Okay, so here's how I think about budgeting. There's two categories of expenses. The first is called fixed expenses. These are things that you cannot not pay for, like rent or insurance or utilities. Then there's the category of things that are like fun expenses, like concerts or clothes or going out. These are things that are called variable expenses because you can vary how much you want to spend on those. So in times where you might be tight on money, a good way to put more money back in your pocket is to cut down on those variable expenses and then make sure that you're still able to hit your fixed expenses. So the way that you typically break it down is if your monthly income is like a pie, you want to be spending about a third of that on rent, about a third of that on other fixed expenses, things like insurance, travel, food, from the grocery store, not restaurants. And then the last third is your discretionary spending, which is the fun stuff. But that's also the money that you could use to be saving. So another crucial part about making it through times where it could be rough, say potentially a recession, is that you have a savings plan. And typically people recommend having 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses in your savings account. At the very least, 3 to 6 months of just rent. So if you can think of a couple things like subscriptions you've been meaning to cancel, or maybe you want to borrow your friend's Netflix account instead of paying for Netflix. Just kidding, Netflix, I didn't say that. This is a really good place to cut down on spending that is not necessary, so that you have enough money to spend on things that are necessary, like rent and bills. Okay, so now for the second part of that question, which is, should I defer my student loans? So if you're not familiar, deferring a student loan basically means that you put off the time that you start paying for it. There's another term called forbearance of loans, which basically means you pause your payments. So usually it's not recommended that you put off paying loans because there's this tricky little thing about loans that's called interest. And if you're not familiar, interest is that little bitty percentage that you have to pay of the whole chunk that you borrowed every month that you still have debt to your name. So the longer that you still have debt in your name, the more the interest continues to pile up every month. So if you were to defer your student loans, it might make it easier for the current version of you. So current Joelle might be happy because I don't have to pay however many hundreds of dollars every month. But future Joelle will be mad at current Joelle because I'll be having to pay more in the future. What's different about this point in time is that the government is considering waiving interest on student loans that are issued by the government. So this could kind of solve that problem if you have a loan that was issued by the government, where you could defer your payments and not have to worry about interest for the near term that the government says that's okay. The important thing, if you did want to do that, is to make sure the government does implement that waived interest. That said, in my opinion, it's still in the best interest of your future self to pay down your debt now, because the faster you pay down your debt, the less that lump sum of money you end up paying at the end of everything with interest included, the less that sum becomes. So, and it also puts more money back in your pocketbook. So even if it's student loan debt or credit card debt, in times of financial stress, it's best to pay down your debt so that you can have more money in your pocket. I recognize that's really hard for some people, so do what's right by you. If that includes deferring your debt, do what you gotta do.